everything's going well for you. And welcome. So this week, by the way, I can't right now, I don't have my computer here in the office, so I'm just going to assume that we're okay and that we're on. I'll bring it next time. Today, we are beginning our mindfulness discussions around the Torah portion, Shoftim. Shoftim means judges. And the whole first section is about how one needs to appoint judges and magistrates over the town so that people can be judged fairly. There's a pretty famous line we'll get to tomorrow or the next day, Tzedek, Tzedek Tirdof, justice, justice shall you pursue. It's a very famous line in Judaism, especially for those who believe in social justice, that we should pursue justice at all costs. But I wanted to start today talking about the idea, I started thinking about this idea of judges and judging and how we do so much judging in our lives. It seems really natural because everybody I know is judgmental of somebody or something. And, I often think about this idea of judgment, of being, that there's a difference between showing judgment and being judgmental. And being judgmental for me is the idea that I have certain values that I care about, and if somebody else doesn't have those values, then somehow they're lesser than. As opposed to the idea that I can have my preferences, I can judge what's right for me, I decide, right, as we all do, what are the values that I want to live with in my life, what is important to me, what's not important to me, what other people do, unless it's infringing upon my freedom or someone else's freedom. People are going to live their lives the way they're going to live them. And I personally try to hold back my judgment of another person. I'm not always successful. But in mindfulness training and in meditation, judgment and self-judgment is an important part of it. To take away the negative judgments that we have about ourselves is an important part of finding this neutral space, or finding stillness and quiet and calm and peace. Because if we're always mad at ourselves for who we are and what we do, it's really difficult to find a peaceful place in your heart. And it comes to, even think about all the times that you've been doing these meditations, right? If your mind is wandering, there have been times where maybe 20 seconds of the 20 minutes, I'm actually concentrating on what I want us to concentrate on. And I can have two approaches to that. I can either be, well, that was a horrible meditation, or it's a practice. And some days are going to be better than others. And what good does it do me to judge myself in that way? If I judged, I'm horrible at doing this meditation, I wouldn't do it again. But if I realize that there's some days that are going to be better than others in terms of how much I can concentrate on my breath, as opposed to the things in my head that are just swirling, then I'm okay. I accept it, and I'm not judging it. Which is why I say, in the middle of the meditation, if you're finding your mind going away without judgment and with love, just bring yourself back to your breath. Because being judgmental about it isn't going to help it at all. I was talking to someone yesterday, and it was funny because they were talking again about that they had envisioned in their mind how horrible something was going to be, and then they did it, and it turned out to be fine. And it was that whole thing of, the thoughts that are in our head are really just rumors. They might be true, but they might not. And so sometimes these judgments we have about other people based upon something we think might be true just because we think it doesn't necessarily mean that it's true. It's what's in our heads, and maybe what's in our hearts at that time. But again, that exists within us. And whatever we feel is important for our own lives isn't necessarily as important to other people. And so this idea of judging others because they don't live the way we live, I understand it. I guess I'm judgmental of it. I'm not really, but I wish that we all could just kind of, if we have a value that we live by it. Doesn't mean that others necessarily live by it. I wanted to point out one teaching from Torah that I thought was really interesting. On the line, judges and officers shall you make in all of your gates. This is the way it goes. A person who always judges and examines his or her own behavior will be ready to see where another person is correct. It's interesting, right? Because a lot of times we look at it as a person who looks into their own selves is going to be able to see that someone is not correct, right? And we can judge others. But it's the person that looks into themselves and understands the way they are, examines their own behavior, will be ready to see where another person is correct and will have no complaints against God. A person who only sees the faults of others will not see his own faults. So what I find interesting about that is it begins with the idea, if I examine my own actions, if I look into who I am, what I do, why I do it, and all of that, then it's easy for me to look at other people and see the good things that they're doing. If I'm only judging others negatively, right, it starts with what goes out, then I'm not going to be able to see what's coming in. It's almost like you have to begin with yourself, understanding yourself. And that's what I think we're trying to do as we do our breathing and the thinking that comes into it. It's helping us to understand ourselves a little bit better so that when we start thinking about other people outside of us, then we understand that maybe in their heads they're going through the same thing I'm going through. Or I understand maybe when I examine my own actions how difficult certain things are for me to do. And if I see someone else who has difficulty in that same way, I don't hold it against them because I understand the difficulty. But if all I'm doing is saying that this one's doing wrong, this one's doing wrong, that one's doing wrong, I'm not reflecting at all on myself. I'm concentrating mostly on what's out there. So I think it was interesting that in this teaching, where a person examines themselves, they see the good in others. When there's people just judging out there, they don't see their own faults at all. I love that teaching. It's not ascribed to anyone in the book, so it's under Torah Gems. But I thought we could take that with us. What we're trying to do here in examining ourselves will allow us to see others as good. If I'm sitting there while I'm meditating and all I'm thinking about is how horrible other people are, it's going to be mighty difficult for me to find the goodness in others or in myself if all I'm doing is complaining about what other people are doing and making judgments on them. So just a little reminder, even though for the next 2 days we're going to talk a lot about judging and justice, we start with the internal and show a little compassion inside of ourselves and for others. So let's get started on our quiet time. Find a comfortable position where you can breathe and sit quietly. Sorry about the people talking behind me in the alley. I don't know if you can hear them. We're just breathing. Feeling the breath come in and out of our stomach or our chest. Just allowing everything to be as it is for now. You can worry about what you have to do at the end, but let's just go quiet. I'll be quiet. Just take in your breath. Take in the sounds around you, the feelings around you. Take it all in and concentrate on your breath, keeping you alive, being in the absolute now. Again, just a reminder, as your mind pulls you away from concentrating on your breath, without judgment, just pull yourself back to your breath. As we reach our last 4 minutes, 5 minutes, we ask for feelings based upon our priestly benediction. The first one is, may I feel blessed, and may I feel safe. So many things can make us feel unsafe. And so many times we are safe and we don't feel it. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. Part of that is the realization that you are blessed. And if you don't feel that right now, that's why we're saying it. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel safe. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. With each breath, we offer one or both of those. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. Perhaps you could think about something in your life that actually right now is making you feel blessed. Or is there something that you can hang on or lean into where you're feeling safe? May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. If you'd like to invite someone, have them be in your mind's eye in front of you, and you offer these blessings to them. May you feel safe. May you feel blessed. And just as you offer to yourself with each breath, you take a breath and offer to them. May you feel safe. May you feel blessed. 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 Just bring it back to ourselves. I invite you to say it through a couple of breaths. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. May I feel blessed and safe. May I feel safe. May I feel blessed. And we just finish with our breath.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that you were able to find peace and stillness. May you feel blessed, and may you feel safe. Hope you have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow.